Now, it's not going to be long before we have 2 years of owning and enjoying the MT09. We've got over 12,000 miles on it in those first 2 years. I got about half a month to go yet. And I plan on riding it, and this time, this beautiful weather that we're having, I'm getting more riding than ever. Almost every day. But there have been some days I've gotten out really early in the morning to try to beat the heat, and it's worked even better. So, when I look back over these 2 years and I see how this bike has evolved into being what I think is my own personal bike, and it's been a lot of changes, a lot of work, it's an ongoing adventure, let's face it. Our friends at the weather department, and we really depend on them for good information, they said it's going to be 90 degrees or in the high 80s by lunchtime, so we are really going to make a big attempt at getting out on the road early, getting all the farm work done, take care of all the things around here, and get out on the MT09. And not many things more fun than getting up in the morning and picking a motorcycle to ride and having a great day to do it in and having some great friends on YouTube to share the ride with. Are you guys hungry this morning? Come on, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Oh, you'd rather go riding the MT09. I got it. Well, the farm maintenance is done. The birds are fed. Are they happy? You never know if they're happy. It's hard to tell. Oh, yep, they're happy. Final weather, mid-80s by lunchtime. Oh man, I think we'll be back by lunchtime. We did have a couple of nice days where a little bit cooler, but I think we're back to being hot, hot, hot. On the way out to the riding area, I pass this every day. They have put cement on the side of this. I call this Devil's Tower, but I've been watching this for years now. They've taken a machine and blown cement on it. I don't know why they left that there. There's railroad tracks right on the edge, and it's where Route 3 and Route 46 come together. But Devil's Tower, from certain angles coming down the road, it looks exactly like Devil's Tower. It's pretty spooky. Devil's Tower is just one of the things I pass on a regular basis riding out to the riding area. And it's amazing from some angles. You really can't stop and take a picture because there's no way to park on the side of the road, but it is pretty impressive in real life. I have it documented very well, I think. And most of the roads up in this area are pretty low traffic, relatively low law enforcement, although that's not always true. Sometimes they're on a vendetta. But anyway, this is such a nice area for anybody that's never traveled this area. It's worth the trip. Now, in the Denville area, the Mountain Lakes area, up this way, Boonton, this whole area is littered with some really beautiful old homes, nicely manicured. They always seem to have a nice garage. Look at that garage in the back. I just think, I could use that garage. And there's just some beautiful things, the trees, the landscaping. There's no part of this that I think is not worth taking a picture of. And Karen shares my passion and my interest in older homes anytime I get a chance to get a photo shoot right in front of one of these beauties, I try not to miss it. And now that I've had the bike almost 2 years, I just like it more every time I ride it. It's something that fits my riding style, and my ergonomics are just perfect for me. And it's a keeper as far as I'm concerned. And when I started my collection many, many years ago, I wanted each bike to be different. I didn't know how many I'd ultimately wind up with. I wanted each one to be unique in some way, that it was not just something you buy off the shelf. And in a small way, I think I've accomplished that. And over the 2 years I've spent making this bike unique, making it suit my needs, and all of that's documented on my channel, so for anybody interested. But at the end, I wasn't sure. Sometimes when you get to the end of a project, you're not happy with it. This one, I'm totally happy with. Now, before I painted the wheels on this bike, John Pothier, and thank you, John, did Photoshop of the bike from several different angles with all different color gold, black, blue, different shades of blue, silver. And when we were all done with it, I decided to mix this experimental silver paint, and I couldn't be happier with it. Now, all the back roads in this area are pretty challenging. There's a lot that have a lot of offset turns and some with decreasing radiuses, a lot of switchbacks, and a lot of shady trees. So on a day like today, it's nice to just get in out of the sun a little bit on the shady roads. And these roads are there's so little traffic on them that once you get back on the main highway, it's very disappointing. And in this time of when gas is coming up near $6 a gallon for high test, it's really nice to know you're getting 50 miles to the gallon. And trust me, not all of the bikes in my collection get 50 miles to the gallon. I won't speculate which one. If you have a two-stroke, you know which one. And this is the only bike in my collection that has a quick shifter, traction control, ABS, and those three features alone, they add so much to the enjoyment and safety of a ride. Once you have them, and I can't go back in time, of course, I wish I had them on all the bikes, but unfortunately, not going to happen. Now I leave the traction control in the most invasive setting, and what that does, two things. It eliminates any chance you're ever going to do a wheelie, and once you're in some slippery terrain, it catches it right away, and it has caught it many times already. And I'm always on the lookout for some nice backdrops for practicing my photography skills. Every time I look around, there's an endless supply of these on the area that I ride, and I just never get sick of doing this and trying to get the photography a little bit crisper and nicer, and then coming home and trying to make a nicely edited presentation to share. And whenever I'm riding in any area where there's a lot of population and houses and people walking dogs, I try to be as stealth as possible. This bike has a really nice quiet muffler in anything except full throttle, and then it really becomes a pleasant sound. Not an irritating sound. It doesn't scare you out of the baby carriage. And having that Valentine radar detector alert you to where all the bogeys are gives you a much more relaxed time riding, that you're not having a nervous breakdown every time you think you go around a corner and they're going to throw a net over you and put you in the back of a police car. But it still could happen. And you can argue endlessly which bike is the most attractive, which is the fastest, which is this, which is the most expensive, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's only one thing in my mind that really matters. Did you have a great time out on the open road? And when I'm back in the garage after a day of riding and it's getting hot at lunchtime, and I turn around, I look at the bike and I look at all the mods I've made, and I think of the memories of the 12,000 plus miles, and I think of having 4 different back tires on the bike in 2 years. That might be my record anyway. But it's all been a ton of fun. It's funny, I've talked to a lot of people who own MT09s, and every single one of them feels the same as I do about it. It's always the same word. It's a fun bike to ride. It's exciting, it's fun, it's low maintenance, and you come home with a smile. And all along the ride today, I was noticing beautiful flowers. We're in a season when a lot of flowers out, all different colors. There's just an endless supply of nice landscaping, beautifully maintained homes, and it's a great opportunity to shoot photos for my computer. And I never want to forget to thank Karen, who bought me this bike for my 75th birthday. Now, I don't know how many people. Now, Ray just turned 81, and he got a Kawasaki 400 Ninja from his wife. So our wives have been good to us. Maybe we don't really deserve it, but they've been good to us. So if your hubby's been good or your boyfriend's been good and he's doing the dishes and shining his shoes as he should be and taking the garbage out, and his birthday's coming up, might I suggest a motorcycle as a present. And don't buy him underwear and don't buy him socks and all gefilte fish stuff. Buy him a motorcycle. And Ray, congratulations. He now has 2 Kawasaki 400s. He has a summer house and a winter house, and he's got one he keeps at each house. Even I don't have that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, congratulations, Ray. And Ray and I have been friends basically for a whole life. And unfortunately, flowers or no flowers, it's time to get back to the farm and see what's going on. I think Karen's making zucchini soup today. She's always got something in the oven. Well, the weather could have been better, and it's really getting hot, as it always is. And that's why I try to get back before lunchtime. The church bells are ringing, birds are chirping, the farm is producing vegetables. We're going to have some great soup tonight. She's making zucchini soup. You can't lose. It's a win-win. And of course, having the Mt09 is the cherry on the sundae. And it's on a day like this when I get back from a ride and I look around at the farm and the fish and everything, and I think how blessed I've been. How lucky I've been to have the life I've been able to have, and without any big head start in life either. I kind of did most of it myself, but I have truly been blessed. From Karen, more homemade. This is curried zucchini soup?
Coconut curried zucchini.
Coconut curried zucchini soup. How cool. I think in some special way we're all blessed to have the things we have, the motorcycles, the toys, the houses, the food. None of us are really starving. We've lived in a wonderful time and had a lot of advantages that not everybody in the world has. And in my case, I've tried to make the most out of what I've been able to have. But that's up to you to decide whether it's worth bragging about. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And that zucchini soup was to die for. Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much.